Hi everybody, this is Calm Dreamer, and this is our week 3 battle against Frozen Turtle and the Goodras. Last week we had a narrow victory against Alex, giving us a 2-0 lead early in the season. Well, Frozen is actually 0-2, so we have that in our pocket. But let's take a look at his team. Oh, look at his 9 kills for Mega Heracles, by the way. Isn't it beautiful? It is, I know. So his team is actually the Garden State Goodras, with Megalatias, Superior, Scolipede, Alolan Ninetales, Flygon, Registeel, Miltank, Volcanion, Silvally, Tentacruel and Beardick. I like the team, to be honest. It's a team that I would draft, I feel like. It's a team I would draft. Megalatias is a big threat, the Superior, Scolipede, Alolan Ninetales, Volcanion are all threats, and Flygon, Registeel, Miltank, Tentacruel are good utility mons for offensive, and then Beardick is good in the hill. Silvally is sort of good, I guess, because you won't know what it's gonna bring. But if you look at its team, it's kinda weak to Mega Heracles, and I know, a lot of teams are weak to Mega Heracles, but this team especially is weak to Mega Heracles. The only thing he has on Mega Heracles actually is his speed here. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months that naturally outspeed it, so that's the really only thing that's gonna stop him from letting the Heracles sweep him. But we know how to deal with it. Let's jump straight to the team. We have our Mega Heracles, which I haven't given a nickname yet. I will give them the nicknames after the... I can give them a nickname now. We know his nickname. This guy is there. Beetle. Just rocking 4 coverage moves. Rock Blast, Spin Missile, Close Combat, Earthquake Hit. One that KOs most of its team actually. Nothing really wants to take one of those hits. Like max defense, Tentacruel can take an Earthquake. Max defense, Volcanion can take a Rock Blast. Max defense, Registeel can take a Close Combat. That's about it. That's really about it. So yeah, we have the Adamant Nature, we have everything in HP, and you see we have a speed lowered nature, and I think you already know. You know what, just to be sure. I think you already know what we're gonna do with this. But let's not spoil it. Well, you know it already, but we're not gonna spoil it. So we have Empoleon, Roar, Defog, Rock Slide and Stealth Rock. Well, I listed some threats, so we're gonna set up the Stealth Rock. And we're actually not gonna go with the Rock. Nah, we kinda need to go with the Rock Slide, because Volcanion is one of the things that might stop us. It's a really big threat, and I want to do as much as I don't want to scald it and give it its HP back. We're gonna need to weaken Volcanion. That's one of the main things, and we can roar it out if we want. It's gonna do a lot to Empoleon either way, but oh well. Let's go with the nickname from last time. Bonaparticle. And then we have Dragalge. Dragalge is also a really good mon against this team, so that's why we bring it for the first time this week. I already know her nickname. It's Ashley. It's gonna be a she. Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Focus Blast is just dual dragon types, dual dragon attacks, and Sludge Wave with adaptability, it's gonna hit like a truck. Draconium Z, it's gonna hit even harder, and then Focus Blast for the Registeel. That's basically all, because I don't think he's gonna bring it. I don't want him to bring it, and stuff like hitting Volcanion with Thunderbolt is the best idea. You can better hit it with just the Devastate and Drake. So we got Modest Nature, max special attack, max HP, because we don't need the speed. Why we don't need the speed, you already guessed it, but we're gonna see it right now. We've got Victini here. I'm gonna call it Fresh to Victini. Shaka Berry, Trick Room, V-Crate, Bolt Strike, U-Turn. Trick Room, let's go. Max attack, for some reason, to over rocks before. I just use this to guess the spreads from smoke, and I don't really need to speed creep much, because we're gonna de-speed creep stuff, and There's not much I want to do with that. Maybe I'm gonna lower it so that he can outspeed Volcanion in the trick room. Maybe not. I'll go over that when I'm done with recording. So anyway, that's the set for it's 3 credits just for basic coverage move, Bolt Strike for the Volcanion again, and for some other stuff like Tentacruel. And then U-turn to switch out after we set up the Trick Room Sugarberry, because he has summons, with summons I mean Miltank, Flygon, Registeel, but mostly Miltank and Flygon, which can do decent damage, or maybe even Volcanion if he's choiced into Earth Power, which you can still set up the Trick Room. So that's it. Then Alakazam, we're gonna call it Scoopin. Don't know if that was a nickname from last time. It's the nickname now. Oh, Focus Sash again, just like the first week. Magic card again. In test match it was accidentally Inner Focus, so thanks for that test match. Trick Room, Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, and Focus Blast. So the Trick Room again, and some coverage moves. Max speed, because I believe Scolipede speed there is 118, and if he doesn't have Protect and we're in 1v1, then we might as well just outspeed it, you know? Just not die. So yeah, Trick Room, Psyshock, Dazzling Focus, but the last 3 moves are obvious, just coverage move and then the Trick Room to set up Trick Room. So with Alakazam and Victini, and especially with Victini, I think Victini can set up 2 Trick Rooms, Alakazam 1. That should be enough for Heracross and Dragalge to sweep the team. And then last but not least, Weezin. Weezin is our physical wall to wall stuff like Flygon and Scolipede if we bring stuff like that. So Clear Smoke is for monsters set up. For example, if he has Flygon Dragon Dancing or Scolipede Sword Dancing, or even Latias getting greedy with Calm Minded, then we can just do stuff, Pain Split to get our health back, with a Wisp to cripple things, and then the Fire Blast to hit as much mons as we can for damage. It's pretty self-explanatory. So anyway, let's jump straight into the battle. Alright, so here's the battle. He brought a team of Latias, which is his Mega, Superior, Volcanion, Silvally, Tentacruel, and Miltank. Well, the first thing I noticed is that he didn't bring his Alolan Ninetales, so we don't have to worry about that Aurora fill getting up, which is really great. It means I can just start with Empoleon, set up my Stealth Rock, and don't really have to save it for defog in that way later. So that's very great. That's gonna be our tactic actually. You just leave with Empoleon, get as much damage to this monster as possible. I know Volcanion can take a hit from Heracross if he really wants to, and Tentacruel can take a hit if he wants to. If it's Chapel Miltank, then he can take a hit. Oh, and of course Silvally, if it's either Fairy or Ghost, can also really take a hit. So I really want to know what kind of Silvally it is. But anyway, I'm just gonna start the battle. So he leaves off with Silvally, and I see it's a Fairy, and that's annoying, but that means Dragalge can actually work pretty well with it. So we go for his Stealth Rocks, he goes for the Para, which is really smart. Bring Para on this one because I've been using Sticky Web a lot. Lower my speed is only logical, so he brings in the Tentacruel, so I just go for the Roar. I want to get that Volcanion, and that's why I go for the Roar. So the next few turns might be a bit boring to you actually, because, well, I'm gonna get paralyzed this turn. That's boring because he goes for a Recover, Psychic, do nice and nothing. So we actually go for the Roar again. Bring the Tentacruel, I'm like, well, I can't really touch this thing, can better Roar it out. Figure he would want to go for Rabbit Spin, he goes for Knockoff, which is also a good play because we're not getting any leftovers back now. Here he switches into the Superior, which we're breaking all the focus sashes if he has them. That's kind of nice, I guess. So we roar out this again, we brings in the Silvally, which is gonna take some chip damage, which is nice. Goes for the Thunderbolt. We're slowly getting whittled down, but I just really want to get that Volcanion in. That's the main thing. I want to get Volcanion in. So we keep just roaring as he keeps doing damage. I know Leafstorm has a chance to kill her, but he actually misses, which is a bit unfortunate for him, but it doesn't really matter, I think, because we're finally gonna get Volcanion, but we would get it done. Alright, so he goes for the Earth Power, and I'm gonna stop it here. The way he goes for Earth Power left me to believe that it was actually a choice for Canyon, because otherwise Fire Blast would have taken it out also. But then I could have switched into Victini or Dragaji, and now if I switch that, then he can go for Earth Power and do good things with it. Oh, also in the 2 test matches I had, they both had choice specs for Canyon, I believe. So I'm like, well, if it's really choice, I can just switch in here my Mega Heracross and do damage. And also, if he's not choiced, then he'll figure I outspeed him because Mega Heracross is naturally faster. So I switch, right? Because Volcanion is a good mon, you probably switch. Well, in hindsight, I could understand he's not really wanted to let anything take a hit from Mega Heracross. But I'm actually gonna stay in, being slower, because we're the Trick Room variant. And he's staying in, he's not choiced, but he goes for a Flame Charge. Which might seem weird, but it's actually a good play, because I bluffed the speed on it, so if I was faster and I would have gone for a move like Rock Blast, I would have taken him out, so then it wouldn't matter which move he clicked. But if I went for Substitute, which I run last week against Alex, then his Flame Charge would have broken my Substitute and would have put him in a higher speed tier than Heracross. So I think Flame Charge wasn't a bad play, but do you really want to take that risk against a mon which is at 9 kills already in 2 matches? I don't think so. So we go for the Earthquake, we take it out. Well, that could have been a lot worse. I know Silvally still has a good matchup, and not Silvally, Dragacha has a good matchup against him, but not same. So here goes into Fairy again with the Air Slash, so this is really made to counter my Heracross. We're getting paralyzed here, so I want to set up my Trick Room. It goes for the Parting Shot, switches into the Miltank as we go for the Trick Room this time. So now we have the Trick Room, now we need to get Heracross in and do damage. So he just switches him as he sets up the Star Rock, which is fine. It's better than Body Slam and getting the para. So we take out the Miltank with Plus Combat, which is really great. But now he has the damn Sylveon Fairy, and the max I can do with Rock Blast is 40% and he's not in range yet, so we need to switch out. So Ashley comes in and we have 1 turn of Trick Room left. And I did predict him going to Tentacle, but on the other hand, if he had stayed in, I went for the Dracomir, it would not have been worth it, and he can touch me with Tentacruel. That was my thought process. So he goes for the Rapid Spin as we take it out with the Draco Meteor, and obviously he's gonna bring in the Lati now, and we have to switch. So he goes into Minerva. We switch out into Victini. Maybe he's gonna kill us with Shadow Ball, maybe we're gonna get up the Trick Room. I just go for a Surf actually, which is an interesting move. I would have gone for Shadow Ball over Surf if I were him, but we come around to Alakazam. He goes for another Calm Mind actually, as we go for Trick Room again, and they're like, well, I can't let this thing set up in my face right now, and I want to get rid of my want to switch in something in Trick Room as soon as possible. And since I still have the Focus Sash intact, I can bring Alakazam in later if I want to, and get up another Trick Room or lift another hit. So we're actually going to Weezing, because if you was going to keep on using Calm Mind, I could actually clear Smack them away. And it's gonna go down to the Psychic in 1 hit. It's sad. I'm sorry, Weezing. It's the 2nd week in a row I'm bringing you as a physical wall against a team with more special attackers where you just have to die. You're not a bad man, Weezing. You're doing a good job for the team, but unfortunately your job is dying. So Weezing's gonna go down. We're gonna switch in Kaiser Beetle because we can't take it out with the Draco Meteor, of course. The missile is gonna take care of Latios, so now it's gonna bring in the Silvally. And well, either it's gonna go for Air Slash or predict my switch and go into Dragachi and go for something else, and I really don't mind because it's free switch into Dragachi means I win the game. But he goes for a Thunder Wave actually, so we're just gonna stay in. and take it out with the second Rock Blast. Trickle myself. Brinson is superior, is less more. At this point, it's basically GG. Because Alakazam is outspeeding this thing for sure. And I think I did not run the cogs. I think to Psyshocks or Psychic, I forgot which move we were running. It would take out this thing no matter what. And also Dragology can live a hit. And Heracross actually is now at 61%. And I know that Hidden Power Fly-In from a modest superior has a slight chance to take us out. It's 62% at Nox, so I'm like, well, I might as well decide to go for the rule because I don't win anything except differential by switching in Ashley now, and I don't want it to get too crazy and end up losing because I tried to save differential. So I'm gonna take the risk. He gets a high roll with Hidden Power. It's unfortunate, Kaiser Beat's gone down, but not before he took out 4 months. And then actually he's gonna come in. He's going for the Glare. Actually, he really was trying to speed creep me here in this match, but we take it out with the Sludge Wave, so that's great. It was a good game. He played good. Actually, at one point I was thinking that I might have been in not the best position with the Sylveon and with the setting up in Lati, but I think I played really well. I mean, the beginning was maybe a bit unnecessary with Empodium, but it was my game plan to just get chip damage as much as possible and then proceed to sweep, and that's, well, what we did. So I'm really happy. Heracross did a lot of work again. 13 kills in 3 matches, that's pretty insane right now. Dragology put in work, yeah. It's the team works so far. We're 3 wins, 0 loses. Next week we're gonna face James and New England Braviaries. And but fun fact, we've never won against James. I believe we've faced him 4 times, we always lost. So yeah, next week is probably gonna be your first loss, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.